of God. That would be un and holy. So you have the duality of the Holy Spirit itself. And that is why this hat means more to me than just having one of my homeless friends give it to me because I was linked to the spirit world and I proved it to them and freaked them out. At any given point, I can do that for people. But I've wanted it turned on more and more and more, since my little brother, to fulfill the promise that became a last wish for my family. And I'm doing so. But since it's been turned on more so than ever before, I don't want to just sit here and have moments, even with 2 days straight solid, telling people conversations they had with their loved one that I did not know and could not have known. And I'm telling them word for word. I don't want to have those kind of moments as much as what I want is to show you how you can do it. Because there may be someone in Africa or in England or Italy or Germany or Russia or wherever you are that I'm not. Let's say Turkey too. This is my grandpa's. This brought my grandpa here to me more than before. Because what I've learned is my grandpa's always been with me. And I didn't really know that until like maybe in the last 2 years or something. It has been said, and you can see that online, my Wayne, I call him my because he's one of the greatest people I've ever known in my life. Hi, my gorgeous. Daddy loves his princess. Yep, Daddy loves his princess. Yeah. Yep, my princess wants to be there, huh? Yeah, we're talking spirits, aren't we? Yeah, we're talking spirits in the world, so my princess has to be right there to help me, huh, babe? Yeah. You gorgeous baby. Um, One of the greatest things that we can do, if you're a medium in any way, and you want to turn it on full force, like I have, um, is to gift that for other people. And we can do that, huh, baby girl? My princess wants to show. Oh, baby. Daddy loves his babies. So, when you're at a point where you can do conversations for and to people from the other side, don't just share things as confirmation. That's basic, in my opinion. We need to show other people how they can do that for themselves. Because we all can. There's only a few, though, that are open with it, I guess. But we need to share that with others, and we need to get more people in the world to see that they can do that for themselves. And basic ways to start are a start. Get yourself a pendulum. Take it off the ceiling fan. Take it off. There's that over there. You see that? That's not really a good example, but I could rip that down and use it. You know what I mean? Like the bells. Here's some other advice. These are witches' bells. My grandmother put those up when we moved in. There is a witch now. We'll call her a witch. She don't like that term. But it helps other people. So to make it quicker, that's what she's going with. She's been here with me since the beginning of the year. I love you. To help alleviate a curse that's been on one of my family members. My cousin's dad. Um, you know what I mean? So that's documented online. He was a pastor, and he had someone put to death. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. And, sorry, she's over there. I don't care how dumb I sound. I don't care if I sound like a lunatic. She wanted me to let other people know that you can heal generational curses, not just with witch trials. And that, yes, it really does help when you have a family member way down the line, because here we are in 2023. We're not talking about the 1600s anymore. But if you have a distant family member, it makes it even more. But we can all do that for people, and we need to help heal not just ourselves in the physical realm, but we need to work with the non-physical realm and help them as well. And we really can. But there's a lot of witches that were burned, and we call them witches, but they weren't, They just got called that for whatever reason. We need to heal them too. I will say, we also need to heal all of the victims from Hitler and Mussolini and so on. And nowadays, we have what's going on with Putin and Zelensky. And all of the people that have transitioned to the other side as a result of all the crap going on over there. We need to help heal them as well. Get yourself a deck, get yourself a pendulum, use the little pull tab off the ceiling fans. And like I've said before in the video and in posts, that they prefer those over an actual crystal, and I do have actual crystal pendulums. I'll show them to you at some point. But those carry vibrational energy and can be influenced more by your own energies. We are not physical. We are vibrational energy fields that have been slowed down to a mass like the planets have. If you go down into the very cells that we have, now I went through medical school, and I'm not going to tell you all the, because that takes way too long. But if you go down to the very last cell that we have, and we have trillions of them, inside we have DNA and RNA and all of that, right? And we have the gelatinous gook that's inside them. But right down to the very tiny one, inside the tiniest, tiniest, tiniest piece of a cell is an atom. That is vibrational, positive and negative fields of energy. That's all we are. Just like the planets, all of that was spinning so fast and slowed down and collected together and turned into a mass of solid. Mass of solid. That's what we are. We're just energy fields that have been slowed down to the point of a solid, just like the planets. But we are still energy. We are never alone, even when we poop. We are being watched. We all have guides. We all have family members that have passed away. We all have ancestors from hundreds of years ago. We all have spirit guide, guardian angel, and archangel. And I've shared lately where you can figure out who your own personal archangel is. And then the highest being the vibration itself that creates the source of energy. most humans would refer to as God or another name. You can even call it Jesus. He don't care. He, she, whatever. Because there's no gender on the other side. There's no time on the other side. There's no space. Now, all of us, when you die, it's a thing where if you're a child and you die, your energy remains, if you're going to be seen as a ghost, is still that child. But if you're an adult, at any age, you go to the age of, give or take, 33 years old. That's for a reason. But, like my grandmother wants me to point out to you, there are different, we can be at different points, you know what I mean? Like when you're, because once your soul leaves this body, it's limitless. We are not confined like we are in a physical body. So your soul can be at multiple places with multiple people and at multiple ages, all at the same time. My grandmother wants me to give you the example of her. My grandmother had varying moments where she was on top of the world. The life was the best. She couldn't have any better, right? And that was when she was a little girl and both of her parents were alive, and she is with them as a little girl. She is also as an adult, and that's why she's been showing me the episodes of I Love Lucy, where she was a mother and she had her first husband, my grandfather, and he made this ring out of a piece of submarine. Now, I've shown it to some people, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a bolt. No, it's not. It was a block that my grandfather worked on over time and turned it into this ring. And here comes my little spirit girl. Yep, Daddy's baby. My little familiar. Yep. So here's another confirmation moment. You want to say hi to everyone? Oh, you just want to give Daddy lovin's. I'm doing the right thing. I'm talking the right thing. Yeah. Okay, Daddy's going to share a little bit more with everyone, alright, my baby princess? Look at her, she's rubbing all up on Daddy. Daddy's saying the right things. Yeah, you want to say hi? No? Okay. You sure you want to say hi? No? Are you sure you want to say hi? Look at the phone. Look at the phone. Say hi, everyone. Say hi, everyone. Okay. So, my grandmother is also as a young adult having her family, and then she is also as an older adult when my grandmother went to college for business administration. So there's a couple points where she has different ages, and she went to college for business administration. Her very first and only job she ever had was running the bar. My grandfather, because of the prohibition and everything, my grandmother was born in 1922. Okay, so she went through the depression and all of that. Oh, yep, we're talking about Grammy, aren't we? But hi, my gorgeous. Yeah. She also had the bar, and that was one of her happy moments. And she wants everyone to know that, yes, you can have multiple ages when you see their ghost. So for my Gram, she'll let me see herself as, God, you're in a good mood, in a loving mood. Daddy must be saying the right things, huh, my little familiar? She's rubbing up on me good. Because that's my familiar. That's my familiar, huh, babe? Any spirit stuff that I do, even when pulling out a paper, if I'm doing anything spirit, my girl's here. Huh, babe? But anyway, we all have different spirit ages, not just 33. As if you're an adult that transitions over. We have, as a child, you go at that age. And I'm not too sure why that is. But, God, she's in a good mood, aren't you, baby? Oh, Daddy loves his princess. I love you. Yeah, Daddy loves you. Oh, you love the unholy, don't you? Oh, my gorgeous baby, my baby. Here, let me finish, okay? Thank you. Yeah, no, she'll let me finish. That's my familiar. Every good witch has a familiar. I want to say on that note, if you're an adult and you're just getting into witchcraft, on the one hand, that's a good thing. On the other hand, what the fuck is making you do this, and what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? There's where we might have an issue. Anyway, we can all communicate as long as we're coming from a place of the divine source, which is love unconditional. You will be able to communicate. If you are coming from a place of anything less than love and above, you will not. And grief is not. You need to step away from grief and bereavement. Sorry, now I got my girl's hair on my nose. Witches' bells. Now, this has been in my family's ancestry line going all the way back, and I've told you. Since the days long before Christianity and all of these things under that whole umbrella, my family's been very spirit world orientated. As long as you're coming from a place of love and above with gratitude, you will achieve communication. I've had to, like I've said, I do not want to go to a funeral anymore because my grandmother told me flat out I'm not allowed, and then explain why. Funerals are for the living. Funerals are for the living to grieve and say goodbye. And that is wrong. Because she was pointing her fingers at me. No, 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 that's wrong. That's not what I'm allowed to do anymore. I'm not allowed to go to funerals anymore. And the Santa that is with me, and yes, my little ringlets are coming through, and Daddy's so happy with the ringlets. And once it gets longer and better lighting, I'll point it out to you guys. So grateful. Do the shadow work, which is letting go of all your bullshit baggage that you've carried with you your whole life. This happened to me as a kid, and oh, my mom did this, my dad didn't do this, whatever. If you want to have communication with the other side, you're not allowed to be in a state of bereavement, and you're not allowed to be in your bullshit, woe is me. You need to do the shadow work, which is letting go of all your baggage that we carry, and we can carry that over into the other side. You need to help yourself, and you need to help the spirit world as well. Angelo has been guiding me big time on that, and really educating me a lot in my sleep, because I sleep with Angelo next to me. He's got a pillow next to me. I've showed you in a picture, and my pillow and his pillow tight next to each other. And I roll over every night before I go to sleep, and I give my baby a kiss. And he likes to play with me in my sleep and show me things. Now, I will say that we can also have guidance from sources that we would have never guessed. Ganesh, Shiva have been working with me big time. And it's not just because of Ganesh over there. The actual spirit that is Shiva and Ganesh and Buddha have been helping me big time. Which is probably, why the things that I've been posting, it makes me sound like a fucking lunatic and I don't care. Me as a human, a typical me that grew up in a bar in upstate New York, I fucking swear all the time. But yet, the divine source wants me to hear I'm a master medium. And when I post things where I'm not saying, fuck this and you bitch and all of that, those little sweet things are inspirational mediumship pieces. And my dad and my gram wanted to see me dance again. Now I don't dance anymore. The last I did that publicly was for Loverboy. And I strapped on the heels. I did that whole video not just to honor Loverboy growing up. I was born in 77. Loverboy was huge when I grew up, and I love Loverboy. I did that video to honor all of those that were huge icons in the 80s. And the heels were for Prince, and they were my Def Leppard heels because of the Def Leppard pattern on the heel itself. And those are in the room. I have to wear my cane. But yet, with those heels being a hard sole, which is what I'm supposed to wear after I have surgery, and once they do the full surgery, I won't be able to walk anymore. But once they cut out some of the things, I have a decent chance of being able to walk again for a while, but I won't be able to walk in anything without a hard sole like heels. Okay, and not flexible heels. They need to be a hard so that my foot's not moving. And I am able to I am able to dance again. I grew up dancing and doing shows for everyone at the bar. My family paid me for it. The only time I ever did karaoke was in New Berlin. Here in upstate New York. Everyone pronounces it New Berlin, which is a very hick way of saying it. It is New Berlin. That was at the New Berlin days. I was dating the last girl I ever dated, and that was in 2000. Her name was Sue. I sent her over to live with her mom in England. But my dad paid me $10 to do karaoke. He really wanted me to do karaoke because everyone was starting to do it for them, and they're look at the huge crowd. So I did. The only song I ever did, I did for my dad, and I did "I Love Rock and Roll" by Joan Jett. I'm all about the 80s. My family, as you can see, is all about the spirit world. And now, moving forward in my life, I don't give a fuck if I do anything else in life. I have to be the medium that I was born to be. For this world, for people. It is not for me, it is for everyone else. And that is my love letter to the source that creates for gifting me my life. I am so grateful that I got a chance to be alive again, even though I messed it up over and over and over. God kept saying, no, damn it, you need to be alive. And I'm grateful that I got to see this. And I'm grateful that my family has told me and confirmed to me from the other side. Yeah, they got to see the tree as well. I hope all of you have family that you love enough that you would wish for them to see this. You may not understand how much trees mean to me because of when I died, I got to see this most glorious tree I've ever seen. But I hope they all, every one of you, and all your family that you love, I hope you get to see this. is the most gorgeous gift you'll ever know. So, I will embrace who I am, and I will continue to hear the divine source that we call God sitting in my moments, linked with spirit, and I will continue in my path to share medium pieces of inspiration for you all, to help all of you, have your own personal link with your family members. So all of this has been sitting here lately. I've been having it sit out because I couldn't even put it away. Now my dad's birthday is coming up on the 7th, like I said. So I want to take a moment and sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. And forevermore. And there's my daughter sitting with Grandpa's, over next to Grandpa's chair. I looked up even though I know he's sitting in the chair. And there's a reason. Typically when we all communicate or when we all think about